and welcome to yet another wonderful session on your favorite YouTube channel Bhanzu. And today we are here with a brand new chapter of grade 7th, which is fractions and decimals. This is your educator Haripriya, and let us get started with the session fractions and decimals. But please do not forget to like this video, share this video with at least one of your best friends from your school or tuition or society or community, wherever you live. Also ask them to subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do not forget to press that red button and hit the bell icon, because only when you hit the bell icon, whenever we come live, whenever I post any videos, you will be notified first, right? So let us get started with the session. What are we going to learn in today's class? We are going to talk about how to multiply and divide fractions. In grade 6, you have already learnt about how to add and subtract fractions, remember? So today we're going to learn about how to multiply and divide fractions in an easy peasy way. So let us get started with the quick introduction to fractions. So a fraction is a number that represents a part of a whole. So if I take the entire cake and divide it into 5 equal parts, and I eat just 2 pieces of the cake, those 2 pieces are just what? A part of the cake. Hai na? Suppose you have 5 fingers, right? So if I take off 2 fingers, how many did I take off? 2 out of 5. But these 2 are also a part of the whole hand, right? So anything that can be represented in the form of P by Q is said to be a fraction. Please remember, the whole here can sometimes be a single big object or a multiple group of objects. So 2 by 5, 2 is called as the numerator and 5 is called as the denominator. Now what are the different types of fractions we have learnt about? Proper, improper and mixed. What is a proper fraction? Whenever the numerator is less than the denominator, it is said to be a proper fraction. For example, 2 by 5, 3 by 7, 11 by 23. All of these are examples of proper fraction. What about improper fraction? It is just the opposite of proper fraction. The numerator here is greater than the denominator. So as you can see, 5 by 2. The 5 is greater than 2. 7 by 3. 7 is greater than 3. The numerator is greater than the denominator. If I write 23 by 12, it's an improper fraction. And then comes mixed fraction. It is a combination of a whole and a part. So 5 by 2 is an improper fraction. Now we have divided 5 by 2 and then we have write it in terms of mixed fraction. How did we do that? So we are going to go with the usual division. 2 into 2 is 4 and the remainder is 1. That's it. You don't have to do anything further. The denominator is 2. So let's keep the 2 as it is. Now the quotient here will be your whole number and the remainder will be the numerator of the fraction. So 5 by 2 can be written as 2, 1 by 2. So please remember, only an improper fraction can be written in the form of a mixed fraction and vice versa. Alright. Now we will talk about equivalent fractions, like and unlike fractions. What is an equivalent fractions? 2 fractions on simplifying represent the same part of the whole, then the 2 fractions are said to be equivalent fractions. For example, 2 by 3 and 12 by 18. Yeah? They are equivalent fractions. Why? Because when I multiply with 6 on numerator and denominator, I am getting 12 by 18. So as you can see, 2 by 3 and 12 by 18 are equivalent. Or if I try to simplify these two using your 6 table, 6 into 2 is 12, 6 into 3 is 18. So you're getting 2 by 3 back again, right? You can either multiply like how we did here, or sometimes you can divide also. So 12 by 15. When I divided the numerator and denominator with 3, I got 4 by 5. So 12 by 15 and 4 by 5 are said to be equivalent fractions. They represent the same part of the whole. Now what about like fractions? Like and unlike fractions, we just have to look at the denominators. If for a set of fractions, if the denominators are the same, then they are called as like fractions. In a set of fractions, when the denominators are different, then you can call them as unlike fractions. We're going to use a lot of like and unlike fractions when it comes to addition and subtraction of integers. That's when we have learned it earlier. Now let's jump into the topic of the day, that is multiplication of fractions. So first we are going to see how can we multiply a fraction by a whole number. Now here I have taken 3 squares and I have divided into 4 parts each, and then I have shaded one of the small squares in dark blue color. So what fraction of this square is shaded here? 1 out of 4 plus 1 out of 4 plus 1 out of 4 parts. है ना? So what is happening here? There is repeated addition. Now what do we know about repeated addition? It is nothing but multiplication. So 1 by 4 is getting added 3 times. So you can write it as 3 multiplied with 1 by 4. What just happened here? What just happened? We are multiplying a whole number with a fraction. So what is happening? 3 by 1. So 3 multiplied with 1 is 3. 1 multiplied with 4 is 4. So you multiply the whole number with the numerator, keeping the denominator as it is. That's it. Multiply the whole number with the numerator and keep the denominator as it is. That's it. Let us see how can we multiply a whole number and a mixed fraction. So whenever you have a mixed fraction, convert that into an improper fraction. Then follow the same rule. Multiply the whole number with the numerator, keeping the denominator as it is. For example, 3 multiplied with 3 1 by 4. So first step is converting this 3 1 by 4 into improper fraction. 3 1 by 4. So 3 multiplied with 4, 12, 12 plus 1, 13. So 13 by 4. So we are multiplying 3 with 13 by 4. So what will I do? I'll multiply the whole number with the numerator. So there you go, 39 by 4. That's how you multiply a whole number with a mixed fraction. Let's take a few questions here to solve. If you understood, then you can pause this video and solve and later check if you got it right or wrong. Now here, 9 multiplied with 6, 54 by 7. Okay, you're just multiplying the numerator with the whole number and keeping the denominator as it is. Now here we have a mixed fraction. So what do? We first convert the mixed fraction into a improper fraction. We have 2 3 by 7. 7 into 2 is 14. 14 plus 3, 17 by 7. So you have 17 by 7. So you have 85 by 7. There you go. Alright. So this is how we multiply a whole number with a fraction or a mixed fraction. Now did you know the word of actually represents multiplication in mathematics? So if I say 4 by 7 of 5, which actually means 4 by 7 multiplied with 5. Alright, so please remember, whenever you see the word of between two numbers, don't get confused कि क्या operator है, क्या करना है. Of indicates multiplication. Now let's see how to multiply a fraction by another fraction. Now, whenever you're taking two fractions, they are of the form P by Q multiplied with A by B, two different fractions. है ना? So what do? Multiply the numerators with the numerator and denominator with the denominator. Later check if you have to cancel out any part here, and then you can simplify and write it further. Now, did you know the value of the product of two proper fractions is always smaller than each one of them. What do I mean by this? Now I am multiplying 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. The answer is 1 by 6. So this 1 by 6 is always less than, the value of the product of these two proper fractions is always less than each of the proper fractions. Matlab 1 by 6 is less than 1 by 3. 1 by 6 is also less than 1 by 2. Do you think the same happens for improper fractions? No, it's actually the other way around. So the value of the product of two improper fractions is more than each of the individual fractions. So I am multiplying 3 by 2 with 5 by 3. So I'll multiply the numerator with the numerator and denominator with the denominator. I know you can cancel out here, but let's look at 15 by 6 for now. So the value of the product of these two improper fractions, that is 15 by 6, is always greater than 3 by 2 and 5 by 3. Alright, so please remember, the product of two proper fractions is always less than each of those numbers, and the product of two improper fractions is always greater than each of those two numbers. Let's solve a few questions here. So what is that we have? 8 by 3 multiplied with 4 by 7. So multiply the numerator with the numerator and denominator with the denominator. 36 by 21. Now what about when you have a mixed fraction? Whenever you see a mixed fraction, just convert that into a improper one. 3 into 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 will give you 5 by 3 multiplied with 3 by 4. Multiply the numerator with the numerator, denominator with the denominator, and tada, you got the answer. The other way that you can do is 5 by 3 by 3 by, 5 multiplied with 3 by 3 by 4, 3 multiplied with 4, 3 and 3 will get cancelled, so it is 5 by 4. This is the simplified form. Always write it in the simplified form. Alright? And now let's look at the division of fractions. How do we divide two fractions? Usse pehle, you guys have to know about reciprocal of a fraction. Now, when I take a fraction, let's say 3 by 8. So the reciprocal of 3 by 8 will be 8 by 3. The numerator will become the denominator and the denominator will become the numerator. But why are we learning about reciprocal? Because we're going to use that in division of fractions. Let's see how to divide a whole number by a fraction. For example, you have 3 divided by 4 by 3. So please remember the KCF rule. KFC sabko pata hai? Everybody knows KFC. So this is KCF. What does it mean? Keep, change, flip. Flip matlab reciprocate. So keep the first fraction 3 by 1 as it is. Change your division symbol to multiplication symbol and flip the second fraction. 4 by 3 will become 3 by 4. Now what happened? You're just multiplying a whole number with a fraction. So multiply the numerator with the numerator, keeping the denominator as it is. Now let's solve few questions. So remember KCF. Keep the first fraction as it is. I'm just writing 7 as 7 by 1. Change the division symbol to multiplication symbol and flip the second fraction. 2 by 5 will become 5 by 2. So the answer would be 35 by 2. Now you are going to take this down as a homework. Comment below and tell me what is the answer for this. You can pause the video, solve it, and then comment. Alright? Now, how to divide a fraction by a whole number? Same thing. Keep the fraction as it is. Change your division sign to multiplication symbol and flip. So the whole number, if I have suppose say 3, it will become 1 by 3. For example, let's see here. Please remember the KCF rule. Keep the first fraction as it is. Change your division symbol to multiplication symbol and flip the second fraction. So 5 by 1 will become 1 by 5. So you have 8 by 35. Alright, one more. Now you have a mixed fraction, but nothing to worry. Multiply 10, 5 multiplied with 2 is 10. 10 plus 1, 11 by 2 divided by 3. So keep the first fraction as it is. KCF rule. Change the division symbol to multiplication symbol, and then 3 by 1 will become 1 by 3. So the final answer is 11 by 6. That's how easy it is to divide fractions. How do you divide a fraction by a fraction? The funda is the same. Keep the first fraction as it is. Change your division symbol to multiplication symbol and reciprocate. Flip the second fraction. Let's do a question here. This one's a homework, okay? This one I'm gonna do. Keep the first fraction as it is. Change your division symbol to multiplication symbol and flip the other fraction. 1 by 2 will become 2 by 1. Then multiply the numerator with the numerator, denominator with the denominator, and there you go. So tell me in the comment section, how did you like this KCF rule? And let me know what kind of tricks or videos do you want to see on this channel. Do not forget to book a free demo to dive deep into various mathematical topics with us at Bhanzu. The link is in the description box. In the next video on fractions and decimals, I am going to teach you on how to multiply decimals in a very easy peasy way. So stay tuned. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And I am super happy that you stayed till the end and have studied a lot, learned a lot in today's class. So thank you so much guys. You guys were lovely. I'm going to see you again in the next video. Until then, bye-bye and take care.